What's up, everybody? This is Bebé Davis, and you're live with me. I'm live remoting. And it is Thursday night football, everyone. So I'm live stream. Welcome to the live stream, Tada Squad. We got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans going head to head with 17,000 fans in the stadium. And what? I'm coming in on the second half, and it's been really a real moment. Yeah. So I'm going to take this down so I don't be screaming, but welcome to the live stream, everyone. It is so exciting. I hope that you all enjoyed the live stream on last night. That was pretty chilled. And I hope that you enjoy this live stream. It's going to be different for everyone, okay, who's reporting, those who make it happen in all aspects that makes the game happen, because we can't forget about them, the essential workers and all of that. So far, it's been no big shocker for anything. In the climate of Black Lives Matter, diversity, playing the game, for us, a lot of times it is entertainment. For those of us who report, it is our jobs and entertainment. For the players, it is their jobs. It is their livelihood. But the biggest thing that I see so far, good round of applause for the NFL coming into the scope of what matters most. And that is inclusion, that is diversity, and that is unity. And listening to the climate of what is happening all around us. So, kudos to the NFL and kudos to the players for coming into solidarity. So, tonight you got two explosive quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm on one. That's why I was on chill. But tonight I'm on 10,000 million. Okay? So you have Deshaun Watson, and then you have Patrick Mahomes going head to head. My pick for the edge is still the Chiefs. I feel like it's when you have home field advantage, take advantage of it. Now, these two quarterbacks, unlike the other quarterbacks that I loosely talked about on last night, make sure you check out the live stream. There's nothing right there where anything's on the line for them. Even though you want to stay healthy and you want to make sure your passes connect and and you're running your routes and all of that good stuff, and you're making sure that the connection is there with the defense and the offense and all of that. They really don't have nothing on the line. You know, both of them have signed major contracts. It is a little bit irritating, though, hearing my fellow sportcasters talk about that money all the time. Come on, cut it out. Okay, let's just focus on the game here. Okay, just, I don't know, just a little bit, less shade. But we had some good moments here, but nothing really unexpected. At least there wasn't a blackout or a no game going on as of yet. Okay, so Thursday Night Football first game, season 1, has gone down really great. You had Andy Reid and company. It looked like a TD to me. You know, I was just like, plat, boom, baya. Okay? But then they went back and they reviewed the play and they said it wasn't. So, okay. So, who bombed first? Plot, strategize, you bomb first. You know what it is. Tupac. The Texans. But you never can count out the Chiefs. which I'm sure everyone is waiting for that matchup with the 49ers and the Chiefs, because you know how that went down. All right, so there are flags on the plate. It's just also exciting. According to my fellow sportcasters, they said that there is no artificial noise within the stands. It is all the 17,000. Hey, I say stay safe. They got everything in place. But I mean, dedication, because still of the unknown. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, 17,000. I think that was still a little risque. Why couldn't we have gone for like 3? But, you know, I'm sure the players need that. I was talking to some close ones, and people were just like, it's so freakish weird when you hear that simulated crowd and everything like that. So, you know, you're going to have to see what it is, because at some point our bodies are going to have to get used to, and it will, because again, that's why the body is so magnificent, to get used to the different viruses out there where you build up your immune system and all that. Now, we got a second half here, and we had some sacks. Deshaun got sacked. So we're going to go back into this, and we're going to see what's happening, because we did get another score here.
And Sorensen made a great tackle, and then the Chiefs were off and running.
Yeah, but they also had a 4th and 1 and kicked a field goal down.
This is the live stream with me, Bebé Davis. And
Darrell Williams chugs his way to the 26 and a first down. Andy Reid, a guy who...
Andy Reid is so masked up there. He has his face shields, and, you know, people are wearing their masks. And I think that sends a really good message, you know, especially to fans, you know, and people who are abhorring the mask and all that stuff. So it's really, really good to see that with the family and all of that. So they're getting back into position here. It's tied up. It's nothing that I felt like was going to be a non-shocker at 1st and 10.
23-yard line. A little bit more than 5 minutes to go in a
so
first half.
All eyes.
It's a clever strategy on the part of Anthony Weaver. He's forcing them to go slowly down the field.
Are doing a what you call not a fast-paced game. Feeling each other out. You know that there was no preseason enough to get everybody in a cohesive vibration, but still you have the game slowed down when you have the ball. And for me, whenever I'm looking at the stats, I'm always looking at time possession of the ball for each team. How well did you do with that time? Because it is so telling when you start looking at the scores and you start breaking down everything in the stats. So one thing about the Chiefs, like I said, even in regular season before they won the Super Bowl, I said my analyst predictions, and I was just like, in regular season, even when, they were not winners or even in contention of Super Bowls, nice catch there, and he stays on his feet. If you're watching the game live, nice footwork there, nice control and stayed in when he had like about 3 men up on him. So they've always dealt daggers, whether that is your team or not. If you know football, you know that when you play the Chiefs, if it's your team or if you're talking about fantasy or you know, just picking picks, if it's not your team playing them, that is a wild card team that will deal you daggers. They can be way back, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, they line up, and then they have done it so many times. You sit there, you look like, what happened? What happened? Ninja moves. Okay. Ninja moves. So that's how how I
Yeah, they just little return route on
describe
the
the Chiefs. Even before Super Bowl, I was just like, okay, you can sit there and get all comfortable like you want to. And then that ninja move come out, and then they be like, doop, doop, doop. And it's so much scores and turnovers, and you're like, bloop, bloop, bloop. What happened? The ninja effect. Ninjas. And that's it.
Well, ruled a touch.
Was he touched?
That's the question, right?
Now,
Elbow could have been down.
see it if they score it again. Right now, see, there's that bloop, bloop, boop, boop, boop.
What a drive.
Yeah.
So that was no touchdown there. They had to do the instant replay. But still, now, look. Boop, boop, boop. They are ahead.
Yep.
They took the lead back in the second quarter. And it just seems like this is going so quick. Doesn't it seem like that? Like, going real quick. But guess what? We're here to do those analyst vibes and all of that and everything in the scope of it. So now that we are on a little break here before we get back into the game in the second half, I'm Bebé Davis again. Welcome to the live stream. I have been in media sports for over 20-something years. I'm going to be live tweeting all night and seeing what's happening on Twitter. And then I did already some posts myself in 1021 on the official Instagram. And I may go live over there a little bit later. But, oh my gosh. The national anthem was played, and then Lift Every Voice, which is the Black national anthem, was played. The Texans elected to stay in the locker room for both. That way it wouldn't seem to others or make it seem or blow things out of proportion, to take things off of what they're there for, that they favored one or the other. So that was just their genre. But when they did come out, they took a moment of silence for that solidarity. Everybody from the Texans and the Chiefs were locked in, and I just thought that that was super great. Okay, I thought that was marvelous to do that, because it is sending a very, very strong message. I wish the message was sent before the eclipse of George Floyd, but hey, we're here. This is where we are. We're here now, so we just kind of roll with it. All right, so let's take a look here and see what's happening around the league of fans and everybody doing their thing. And shout out to Chloe and Haley. That is Beyonce's duo of sisters right there under her musical roster and leadership. And they did the national anthem. And it did sound reminiscent like Beyonce's when she did it for the Super Bowl. But it was very nicely arranged. Okay, so let's go see from the hashtags what's happening. They're doing a critical review replay of this to see whether or not this was a touchdown, but no. So the score is still tied up, but they're right there at the one, so they should be able to jump on in real quick, unless that defense is going to stop them. Woo! And it did. How about that? Booyah! Okay, y'all know who that is for. Stuart Scott, rest in peace. Texans with the stop. I mean, right at the what? One? So they're not trying to give them anything. And you should not, because, like I said, it's like ninja mode when it comes to Chiefs Kingdom. So, since it's home field advantage, let's go see what people are talking about with the Chiefs. They're trying to get in that end zone for the touchdown. So let's see here. What's up? Touchdown. The Chiefs get it. So now we're going to go for the kicker, see what's happening. The first touchdown for the season with the Chiefs was going to be Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, and T. Kelsey. They connected, and so everybody was just like, raise the roof. Okay. All right. And they definitely want to go back for a repeat. Like, why wouldn't you not want to go back for that? Like, why would you not want to go back for that? So it's good if you can get that home field advantage win first and foremost. That's like most excellent if you can get that done. Okay. But now, I knew it wasn't my imagination. I didn't jump on in the beginning. Field goal, is it in? Oh yeah, it's in and it's good. So then they go up. Booyah, there it is. So Chiefs, 11. Or 14, I should say. And Texans, 7. All right, and look at it. He's looking back at the camera. He must be a rookie. Because he's looking back like, hey, mama. Okay, so we're going to cut that down here. All right, so I knew my ears were not deceiving me. Okay, I knew that. They were booing. Because I was just like, are they booing the girls singing the national anthem? What's happening? What's going on? And there was some booing. And then they were booing when the Texans and the Chiefs were in solidarity, locking arms. So now what is that even saying? And that's what a lot of people are saying, like, what's happening there? So yeah, that's pretty wild. And that's something to, you know, take note of. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he is multiracial. Mother, his Caucasian father is African American. And he's already said what side of history he's going to be on. And that's for peaceful protest, but make sure it's powerful enough. And he stands in solidarity of Black Lives Matter. So, like, not quite sure what is going on with the fans. So y'all might got the wrong set of some of the 17,000. That's all I got to say. I mean, like, Okay, so yeah, that touchdown with Travis Kelce was pretty nice, pretty dope. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that one a retweet. And the fans, though, I mean, everybody is talking about the fans right now, booing, and just saying, what a trash fans. Somebody said, pure classless trash. Booing, and that is, I'm going to put true on that. Because that is, like, I'm going to go ahead and retweet that. So, maybe they need to kind of tighten up and for all of those people say, look, you know, what's happening? It's just for a better world here. So, and the unity, if you look at some of the highlights, which they will start showing on ESPN, how one of the guys, you know, came off of the field, you know, after making the play. And then he went and ran right and sat on the bench by Mahomes, and Mahomes gave him a hug. See, this is what I'm talking about, that love. You know, you play the game, you give no shorts, but this is going to be what you call a different time now. And it's so long time coming. Like I was telling everyone on last night on the live stream, the more chill live stream. Listen, I was raised to deal with people not based off the color of your skin, but off your character. And like, you know, what in the world are any of us thinking so braces on brains? See, that racism has to be taught, because none of us, anybody who is of our era acting as shell with that whole racism and on any side, it is ridiculous, because we are supposed to be so much more evolved. You know, a lot of us who are people of color, we can sing those facts, you know, when you do your DNA, when you go look up your ancestry, or if you know it. Like, my 6th generation grandfather was a slave owner, okay? And that's not just my story. That's other people's story as well, straight up. And I do not know the name of my 6th generation grandmother because there are no records for now that I know of who was a slave woman. But they had my 5th generation grandfather. And like others, if you look at some of the ancestry vibrations, very not common but common enough, their son, my 5th generation grandfather, who was listed as mulatto on the census, he gave him real estate. I know I was looking off topic, on topic of all of this. It'll join together, okay? Same thing happened with Lionel Richie when he went to look at his ancestry, when they gave the real estate, giving them the tools to have some type of home ownership or enough wealth of that child that you had with the slave to do better in life. Not every slave master did that, but that's what happened with my family. So look, I have no room to hate anybody because my background is so blended, you know, from Native American great-grandparents, Cuban great-grandparents and grandparents, Creole, the nationality, the ethnicity, the race, the culture, all of that. So it's a blended life for me. And every last one of them, I was blessed to meet all of my grandparents and most of my great-grandparents. I lost I didn't lose my great-grandmother transition in 2000 at 109 years old. I was 29 years old. I had 29 years of loving this woman who was born in 1891 before she left and transitioned. And so I am steeped and proud in my culture. I may not be proud on how some of it all came to be, but it is what it is. I'm not giving that word to Trump. And I'm not going to make this political. But what I'm saying to people, all of us, we are far removed from that stuff. And it's time to take the braces off your brains. And let's get to common decency and unity. Because the world is watching. We have enough to deal with this pandemic. Okay? All right. So off my soapbox here. And we're going to get back into this game. We got some nice action happening here in this. But still, the Chiefs is on that ninja movement. And Deshaun is throwing too much pressure there. He did have a lot of time by the Texans.
This is turning into a problem. You can tell that they're going after Zach Fulton on the offensive line of Houston because when you put your...
So everybody is cohesively tightening up now and trying to make these stops and making sure you're going to have to earn your plays because it's anybody's game still with just a 7-point lead. It's not like way out there in the clouds, okay? So there's a connect. Deshaun connected. We are still on his feet, and he's getting to the 30. Yeah, 33-yard line. And so that was a nice connect. Nice run there. Not trying to throw long, which I love that. You know, just trying to make the connect, make the run, you know, and leaving nothing to chance for a... See, okay, Deshaun just went long there. I probably would have stayed with the same pace still, okay? But he did go long, and then it was overthrown. I feel right now, if you can get yourself open enough and do those short paces that will passes and they connect, then you are of getting down to the end zone and then going in and avoid any chance of an overthrow or like interception or anything like that. So here we go again. Deshaun has a lot of time. He's about to get set again. There's a lot of pressure there. But this is the weird thing. I think it's just the anxiety of the first game. So I'm not going to beat up on Deshaun Watson. He's having enough time in the pocket, even though the defense is getting there quick to him with the Chiefs. But he's throwing it without zooming in on his connect. So when you're not zooming in on your connect, then you're not catching and play. And so then that's going to be like the Chiefs are going to smell blood in the water. And then it's going to be like, okay, we're really getting to him. He's not connecting. He may try to do a run this time, but we're going to see. He's getting enough protection. He has enough time. Oh! And it's just not connected. He just didn't get there. But then that was easily almost could be in this fourth down interception. It's just like, ooh, you got to tighten up.
First half was all about checking out the rookie, L'Jarius Sneed, and he's gotten it done. I mean, flat out. That
rookie, L'Jarius, they describe him as compact. You know, that's a nice word. Look, it's rough for a lot of us that sportcast how to do this thing. But anyway, the Texans are about to attempt a field goal. 51 yards. Let's see. How your kicker looking?
And that kick is no good.
Whoo! It was like whoop.
And then
whoop.
Sitting the ball with 25 seconds. Not a lot of time, but then you got.
It's all right, Fairburn.
And he can do anything.
Every first game, I guess, is going to be all right. But Packers kicker. Y'all know what it is. Go Pack, go! All right, so I have not made my official picks yet for Sunday's games and for Monday's games because it's a two-header on Monday. And hopefully we will have all the games proceed as much as possible because that's what we want. So I hope that none of the owners, coaches, anybody's pissed nobody off so you can get these games going because it is still right there for anyone to say screw it, no game. So hopefully everybody will tread nicely, play nice, everybody sit and play nice. Okay, so we still have the Chiefs up by 7. Patrick Mahomes, nice connect right at the 40. But
with 14 seconds. Back in 30 seconds after this from AWS.
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes is covered. His defense is on. No shock. The offense is on. They smell blood in the water because right now Deshaun is not connecting as quick. It's like this, especially if you're viewing it. He has enough time in the pocket, but they are getting to him quick. But with the time that he has enough to, gauge. I'm doing all these sound effects. I know that is so wild. Okay, but he has enough time to connect. But he's not doing that. So I feel like it's a bit of anxiety and all of that because, first the score, you're feeling good, and then swoop comes the Chiefs. But you're not that shocked that this is happening. There's a flag on the play here. So let's see what's going on.
That's 6 catches for Kelsey tonight. Watkins has 5.
Kelsey is on fire.
And Blakeman with the call
tonight.
Personal foul, forced collar tackle, defense, number 41, 15-yard penalty for the end of the run. First down, Kansas City.
Cunningham, so puts them in position to try at least one more play, before a possible field goal attempt.
Did he have his hand inside the jersey
I
there?
don't know.
Looked like it, but he's so strong, I think he just grabbed that jersey. Now maybe
Well, there was a bit of contact there with the face mask,
It
so.
doesn't have to be inside the jersey, Chris. Even up at the nameplate area.
But still, with him pulling them like that. So you just gave more extra yards to the Chiefs going down the field, heading nicely into the end zone. This is not what you want, Texans. But you could clean that up. Nice and, ooh. They better be glad. That was almost an interception. I know everybody almost straight died. So, come back to life. Uh-oh.
Illegal contact. Defense. Number 41.
Woo!
Replay first down.
Woo! Any more steps in? The way Patrick threw that long pass, and I don't know what is the rush for that, because you're in cohesive position, Mahomes. Threw it beautifully right to the Texans.
You know, because it actually plays to
And if he was any more in steps in, that would have been a touchdown and a.
somehow affected the route.
In fact, if you could
Ooh,
put
son.
the back on the clock, you got Butker, Tommy Townsend.
That would have been nasty.
Punter.
Super nasty. So now they're going for a field goal attempt. Let's see what this kicker does. Is it the air or is it what? Is it the feet? What? Let's see what happens.
Was the punter here for so many years. And Townsend's kick is, or the hold is good. The kick is just good by Butker inside.
So there you go.
Upright. So that's your halftime score. It is 17-7. KC gets the second half kick.
All right. So
That's Mike Tirico to tell you what is on tap. Mike.
everybody has done a like, what in the world? What? So now you get to settle in. And we're gonna go back here. Let's see what they're talking about with the solidarity moment they were booing.
Give you Tony's thoughts on what happened tonight. All coming up. Toyota halftime is next.
Yeah, but you can see all of those highlights. Those highlights will be on ESPN, your favorite online network, and they'll be talking about that. We're talking about that right now, right here, right now with you. So that interception was close. So how's the job been doing? Good. What are you eating on? I had earlier some chips with sour cream dip. Okay. And then I have some beautiful pork chop tips. They were on the bone. Some of the meat sits on the bone, but I definitely slow cooked it and marinated it very, very nicely. And then it's going to be my beautiful pork chop tips over some Spanish yellow rice. And then I have Southern Girl field peas with the okra. Okay? So that's going to be my little bowl. I'm going to put it in one of those ceramic bowls and eat after the game. And then I'm going to have me some nice H2O so I can get nice and oxygenated up. And then I'll probably have me a Gatorade for the win. And, you know, just relax and watch the highlights. Okay? But I'm going to send this live tweet. Oh, my goodness. When you have to, so I'm going to copy that and then I'm going to delete that because autocorrect is just straight trash right about now. Don't think for me. Don't think for me. Don't think for me. But yeah, I definitely think that Deshaun Watson will come back and tighten up. And maybe his defense can get a little bit more on than what they're doing, okay? You all are having a good time here on the live stream. This is live stream with chat. So hopefully, as time goes on, if you want to chat with me, shoot me some questions and all that kind of stuff, that'd be good. We're going to be talking about a variety of different subjects. And one in particular that I love talking about is the whole house divided. Not just with lovers and friends, but with family, with your friends, platonic, and all of that. You know, like how cool back in the day, you know, like your you got your jersey on, better half to your family, friends, or whatever coming with their jersey, and everybody just sitting there looking like, you know, they're looking like, okay, they're with you. But, you know, when you have a really good sports bar and everything, it's cool. It makes things interesting as long as people are not disrespectful. I remember my BFF, my cousin, he is a Steelers fan. The whole family is Steelers. Nobody has defected. And, you know, rest up, Al. Oh, my God. Like, that is the only family, and I know there are plenty others, but, like, they be putting them, you know, they be talking to the babies in the womb. You will be a Steelers fan. You will be a Steelers fan. You're going to be a Steelers fan. And they throw them the onesies on them, and nobody defected. That's a beautiful thing. And he's a triplet, too. So, I remember going in here into the Steelers sports bar in Charlotte, Queen City, and I had my Packers jersey on, and they were looking like, what's up, Kevin? And he was like, this is Biddy, because he calls me Benny. And he's like, this is Biddy. They was like, okay, cool, Biddy. But luckily, that was a pretty good time for me to go because we were not playing the Packers. The Packers were not playing the Steelers. I forget who they were playing, so I was just sitting there in the cut, proudly with myself on. And then the Packers is a really good ball club, too. And then the fans, we're really good, too. We're not one of those rowdy fans or anything like that. So coming up in our sports bar, you know, maybe not have, like, the Bears or the Vikings or, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're cool. But now, I have yet to test that theory. Okay, I have yet to test the theory, but we're going to see. Maybe when COVID is over, enough where people can go back into the sports bars. I'm pretty sure that there's some people are, but it's just really dicey right now. So it's a no for me. It's a no. If we out and about, then they'll just be looking perplexed because it'll be two different kind of greens on. Okay, it'll be Eagles, Packers. But it would be interesting going up in there because the Eagles fans are just one of those bout it type fan base. And but I know that I would be cool. Okay, because it's who you with. And if you with someone who is about that life, they'll be like, I know you're not trying to front the missus. Come on now. You know, so you gotta have the right bout it person and everything. But that would be really cool and everything. So the thing about that, I just love a nice house divided. You hear about it all the time. And even with family, because like my family is so mixed up. We don't have that beautiful thing going on like my cousins and them, the whole Steeler Nation. Terrible tiles. And then got to give a shout out to Camille and everything in Atlanta. Okay, representing that Steelers. Terrible tiles. I just love everything about every team though. Okay, I love everything. Fly, Eagles, fly. Okay, we them boys. Okay, I mean, that's why I am who I am on the professional tip and as a fan, period, of the game, because I love the game and I love everything that each team has, because there's always something very special about each team. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna be like, Chiefs smell blood in the water. Watson should handle the moments of undone. So we just do it like that. But with the house dividers, you can make them very, very interesting. I'm going to be just doing Houston versus KC, and then I'll just hashtag KC versus Houston, and then go ahead and send it. You could have a table spread, you know, especially if you're doing like, you know, tailgate, because a lot of people are going to have to get real creative since they're doing the quarantine and chill, and you could have like it half down the center. Then if you have a whole house full of different house dividers, you can just do things in different ways, you know, because it's all about doing the trash talk, but do it enough where, you know, it's not going to cause any division, because that's just whack if it gets there. I know how to be called down a few years ago and was like, you know what, I never talk trash when your team loses, but you always talking real trash when my team lose. And I was like, you know, I need to quit. Another thing too, on last night live stream that I was talking about, my dog defected from the Patriots, and I'm still perplexed about that. I was like, okay, Da. Cuban gentleman, Tampa, Florida. We do support the Buccaneers, you know what I mean? But even with Tom Brady coming to the Buccaneers and Gronk coming back, my dad was just like up and out of there with the Patriots. And I guess that's what I get for thinking. He went with Uncle Luke over to the Seahawks. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But Sunday games are going to be amazing. I will be doing my picks on Saturday. And I might do a live stream Saturday to do my picks. But, oh my goodness. We face off with the Vikings. It's going to be Vikings home field advantage, and that is just going to be one amazing game to look at. It's going to be a lot of chit chatter, because in the draft, instead of getting the weapons that the Packers much needed, because it wasn't like Aaron Rodgers didn't get you where you needed to be, because we got there shabbily in some aspects. We got there, but we just didn't have enough weapons to get us into the end zone to get to the dance. So when the draft came, I've been saying it, a lot of Packer Nation has been saying it, get the weapons. We need the weapons. They opted and leaped and got the quarterback And so, even though Aaron can see the exit door, just like when Favre saw it, different circumstances, and then Aaron Rodgers came in, still, now it's 3 of us. And then when the training camp happened and they saw some hesitation and all that, instead of getting first backup, he got second backup. But still, everything. And then, you know, be more of that type of leader vibration to get them to get a feel of the players and all that. Don't be selfish enough with the time, especially if you went in and you put in work and you put in good work, then you can chill on the sideline, let them get their feet wet and all that, so the players can really start getting connected to them and they can get their own stride, because you just never know what may happen. And if you want to have a more longevity in being the main, you know, give a lot more my take on it. So anyway, back to this game here. We got a different type of vibrations. It looks like the Texans is there, and that young man is just straight explosive.
Stay in Canada to help on the front lines of the COVID crisis. Picked up Osemele. He's done a great job, and that's a pass that's caught for another first down here by Sammy Watkins, having some night. Watkins with a touchdown already, 6 catches for 63 yards.
Well, basically, all Patrick Mahomes does is he just looks at the defense. You've got Travis Kelce.
His defense is on. There is no mistaking that. Not at all.
On the other side. So if they don't shift at all to that 3 wide receiver side.
But that long pass that connected with the Texans, I don't know what in the world that was. Just so at 1st and 10.
J.J. Watt making the tackle here. Time of possession, 21 minutes for Kansas City. A little less than 11 for Houston. And they run 42 plays at the Chiefs to 26 for the Texans.
Yeah, really flipping the script, because when the Texans beat them here last year, they held the ball for 40 minutes in that game. So far we've seen that Andy Reid is maybe surprised these guys just a little bit with their ability to run the football. A couple of new additions.
Okay, we're at 2nd and 8. And this is what I was talking about. I always look at the time possession of the ball. There's a flag on the play.
Did not have a penalty.
False start.
Until now.
Number 77.
First one of the game.
Still second down.
Score still is 17-7 with Texans
There's a really fun battle to watch going on.
leading, and we are in the 3rd quarter
Bradley Roby
with about 12 minutes. So we got some pretty good time here together.
In the National Football League, and I don't even have to touch.
But everybody just needed to kind of slow down a little bit as far as with the Texans. The time possession of the ball, you have a lot more, but with 11 for the Chiefs, that is that whole ninja move right there is what I'm just be trying to tell people. And his defense is on. Great protection. And he is really connecting with his players, getting nice yardages there, getting nice looks. So Mahomes is really going very cohesive with his team, and the playbook is working with the Chiefs here. So we're going to turn this up here, and I'm going to tweet up a little bit. Welcome to the live stream. There it is. There it is.
And he's over 100 yards. That's 100
Touch.
yards on a 27-yard touchdown run.
Down.
The only complaint I ever had about this Kansas City Chiefs offense was they weren't really physical on the offensive line. They didn't get a lot of push. Alessio Simile may be changing that for Kansas City. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is adding an explosive element. This is a much better blocking front up on the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs. Very, very impressive effort against a good defensive line.
When the Chiefs were drafting, they called Mahomes, and he said, get that guy from LSU.
They had one question.
He's on fire. And the kick is good.
Now you see why.
24-7.
Edwards-Helaire. Okay, that young man talking about compact. That's all right. Number 25 is on fire. And he's having the time of his life out there, too. So, I'm loving that. And everything. I don't know what's going on with my remote. Do we need to change batteries? Or what's happening here? Okay. All right. So, he's on fire. So, I'm on fire here trying to get these tweets out. Oh. Wow. So, let's go take a look at what's happening here in Twitterverse. I love the language, the wording that is at the infields, okay? In racism, both teams, this is a little bit of, did you know, got together and chose the different wordings that they wanted on the field. So I thought that was pretty dope. So I'm going to go ahead and retweet that. Gamecock Nation, we got some college news here on the feed. The Gamecocks will scrimmage Saturday, open season, September 26th, and they will face off with Tennessee. So we'll see how that goes. 2 hours ago, Naomi Osaka, she's been wearing the face mask here for Black Lives Matter. She arrived U.S. Open semifinal match wearing Philando Castillo mask. So, you know, I think she's been using her platform very, very responsibly without any apologies whatsoever. And I love that. So she is making her voice heard. And I love that because, you know, it is with much class, but a very definitive statement that she is making. So that is wonderful. All right. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen for U.S. Open and all of that. So it's just good to see everybody back doing their thing. And we do have some outside noise here for a minute, but as long as it doesn't ramp up, we're good to go. If it does, then we'll be making a call because this is a quiet residence. So we are a live stream and we'll just see what happens. All right, so we're at 1st and 10 on this game here. And what a night for football.
Second down and short.
Yeah, it's time to crank it up right now. And at least so far, you have to say they're missing DeAndre Hopkins. They had the good running drive. You've just not seen the explosive, big plays out of Houston that we're used to seeing.
This time out of the pistol, first time they line up in this set. And a good run here by David Johnson.
Well, I think with a lot of people, you're trying to slow down the game and not speed it up, which I think is more conducive to do that. So we're going to see what happens. So I'm glad we're getting some of this on tape. What is this, 10:14? Hopefully we have that noise cease to keep going. If not, then we'll try and figure out what's happening here and we'll get that quiet down. Okay, because we're going into the 10 p.m. hour. We have some racers who was supposed to be shut down by law enforcement. So we hope that this is just, you know, a little bit of noise that won't continue, because then we'll have to start making some calls in, and we don't want to do that on football. Okay, everybody should be chilling and going where they need to go. How about that? Live remoting.
Those guys can pick it up.
Yeah, so they had 3 guys on the team that run in the 4-3s. So they have lasers to go along with that style of offense, which was pushing it down the field. But so far, really, the pressure that's been on Watson tonight by this front 4 of the Chiefs has been making it too tough.
So the rookie is having an incredible night. He is having an incredible night. 27-yard run.
First down just barely. Michael Dana knocks him out of bounds with 8.5 to go in the third.
Well, you've got to think almost this is 4-down territory, maybe even for the rest of the game here for the Texans. You have to be realistic about your possibility of stopping the Kansas City Chiefs. You just have to try and go now.
So we're going to see what happens here, what kind of plays that the Texans are going to be trying to go for here and get that protection on Deshaun Watson. He did a quick handoff, so a very sharp play with a electrifying defense there, nowhere to go, with the Chiefs. So the Texans are going to have to like really tighten up, because right now I feel like there's some apprehension that's going on right now, and so, you know, everybody's just kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of talk about number 25, and you know, we just have to see what happens here. So we got a lot of time left in this matchup, so let's try and go for some more lo-fi beats here, and we just get everything to kind of do their thing. Thought we had this under control. Maybe we didn't. What did I slack up on? Maybe on the live stream anything can happen. But we definitely want to get
best move.
Well, 4th and 9, they're not going to go for it. They're down by 17. Brian Anger sent it down toward Hardman. Fair catch ball for it. And made by the Pro Bowl return man. Less than 6 to go in the third. Kansas City on top 24-7.
we have enough time to slow it down. We're at 24/7. This is going to be a do or die time definitely for the Texans. So we just have to see what happens. But guess what? We're going to take an intermission here. And then I come back and look at some of the stats and we break it down. And I'm going to be doing some live tweeting on Twitter and doing some live moments over on Instagram. So I'll be back in a few hours right here on YouTube for the live stream. And I thank you so much for locking in here. This is quite the game. My pick so far is not obliterated, so I'm very, very happy about that. I'm about to eat my bowl of goodies, okay, and do a little bit of snacking, but I'll be back in a few hours and we'll be talking about what happened, who did the win, and you can catch my live tweets over on Twitter, and then you can catch me doing a quick live over on Instagram. So football is back. Not shocked at what's happening here. That was a great moment there in solidarity. Definitely, Chief fans, you need to get yourself together, because if this is your team and you so much wanted to be there, what did you really want to be there for if you're going to be booing with solidarity? You need to be the hell out and find another set, you know, or make it perfectly understood. We would shut this whole thing down if y'all going to be booing. I mean, at least that's what I would be saying, because that is very classless and tacky and all that. And I hope that for any of the other fans, because this solidarity is right here to stay. And if you don't like it, then you don't need to be there at the games. Why do you want to cheer them on if you have a problem with unity and somebody's beautiful hue? That's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. Okay? But anyway, it's good that the NFL has done their thing. And we'll be coming back with some highlights. We still got enough time because you got a whole nother quarter for things to turn around. But one thing about the Chiefs, when you throw them and they feel and smell that blood in the water right there, anything could happen. But also, too, when you flip it, Patrick Mahomes did throw it in the end zone and it went right into the hands of a Texans. So right now, this is a good game. Dominating is the Chiefs. I hope they do not overplay number 25, because here's what's going to happen. No matter if he's, like the Sportscaster said, compact or whatever, this is professional football. And as a rookie up in there, they're going to start seeing his patterns real quick and then start dominating and shutting them down. So it's good that he is on fire, but make sure that he has enough different strategy weapons, because, I mean, not just the Texans, but others who have to play the Chiefs. I can't wait. You know, the 49ers are probably looking like, okay? Because they felt like we had a cohesive, perfect season and then got ninja'd on. So you know they're looking at number 25. Everybody looking at him. Okay. Here is the same thing they're talking about, and I'm glad I have my screen on mute. They're still talking about those salaries. Get out of people's pocketbooks. I understand that. Get out of their coins. And let's just focus on more of, if you want to talk about something, unity, inclusiveness, solidarity, the game, and less about their pockets. I don't think that's a good move. You have a lot of people hurting right now who can barely put food on the table for their families, and they might want to sit here and watch this game if they can. And they don't need to be seeing all this money talk consistently from us as sportcasters. Let's focus on something else. I think I'm going to go ahead and tweet that. I think I'm going to rock off here on that note, but I'll be back. So thanks so much for locking in to the live stream with me, Bebe Davis, where Bebe Loves Sports, where sports and gaming is a exquisite fusion. And I am glad to be back, even in this setting, because the biggest thing that you want to do is respect yourself. You want to respect your life. You want to respect others. You don't want to put yourself in compromising situations, because we're still, through all of this, we are dealing with a world pandemic. And you should value your life as well as the life of others. Don't put yourself in a situation where you find yourself in chaotic situations. You have to self-distance. You have to use your common sense. And you have to quarantine yourself and social distance more than possible than anything else. So we got a lot more to talk about. But right now, that fire is upon the...
And then he has the ability to drift backwards another 2 or 3 yards if necessary.
Upon the Chiefs. But we got a lot more time. You never know what can happen here with the Texans because we're still in third quarter mode. And the dagger is going to be if they do at least 2 more. At least 2 more. Or maybe at least 1 more. But I would say at least, being nice, 2 more scores. And if so, then it's a wrap. Versus if it was the other way around, you know how the Chiefs get down. They usually sometimes ninja back in that third going into do a die mode, fourth quarter, and just fling back. But the Texans is not that kind of team as we know it right now. So we'll just have to see what happens. There's a lot of high emotions out here on the field, a little pushback there, but hopefully they can kind of tighten that back up and, you know, get it together. Okay, so there's a lot more to talk about, but I thank you so much for locking in. I'm about to go eat and do my thing, finish the rest of this fourth quarter, go look at some ESPN, and then I'll be back on in a couple of hours so we can do some more talking. You can catch me on the live stream over on Instagram, and you can catch me on live tweeting, you know, throughout these next few hours. Good God, girl, get your mouth right. But anyway, thanks so much for locking in. Peace and love, stay strong, and we're all in this together. Okay? More to come. I'm Bebé for Bebé Loves Sports, where sports and gaming is the exquisite.
But 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter. For Houston,
all right, everybody. Peace and love.